was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim.
Yeah. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
faster. Stop bouncing me. Yay!
I'm in Miami right now. I'm in Miami right now. I'm in that for your file. I'm on Ocean Drive. I'm in Miami. In Miami right now. I'm in that for your file right now. On Ocean Drive right now. That's on my mama. I'm in Miami. I go to the video, so I'm going to Cali. I said I'm too official. I'm out with them niggas. I said, man, the rapper on the city, that nigga, he wicked. We pull out with them guns, you know me in the real. Well, mama pays, I ain't having ever since that I was real. Now I can't look like an AP and I will never squill. Will never ever run my mouth, cause I swear I'm too real. Yeah, I'm in the East Coast, I'm living life for real. Why the fuck you keep hating? I advise you to chill. You gon' really piss me off, and I'ma pull up with the steel. I'ma pull up with the drink, go and get your ass killed. Man, stop capping, cause I'm fucking wicked. I pull up to your city, tell me your location, bitches. You know we fuck that shit. My youngest know you killin', I wanna grind, got money in my mind, put money in my wrist, so I can tell the time. You know I'm rapping and jumping, I'm trying to eat. All around the world, I'm doing shows, I really come to eat. They trying to play on me, I swear I'm doing my shit. One more time, I was poor and I ain't have shit. Every day I'm just riding by the same outfit. I done came up, I'm switching cars, yeah, I'm switching shit. These niggas mad at me, ain't wanna clone me. I'm in Miami right now, I'm off of South Beach. I'm living large, I'm living life. They know me, wanna take my life. Yeah, it's on my mama. I'm in Miami. I'm out there doing this video shooting, going to Cali. I'm on my mama, and I'm in Miami right now. I'm in the 305, yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. Pull up with a red car, my life is on now. They wanna play with me, they wanna clone me. I'm bad bitch, Latino, she wanna sleep with me. I'm in the 305 right now. I'm in Miami right now. On Ocean Drive right now. I'm in Miami right now. I'm in Miami. I'm in the 305. 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 I'm in Miami right now. Yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. I'm in Miami right now. Yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. Yeah, and the front car. Yeah, come look at me. I'm the youngest in the game. You can't beat me. Cause I'm that nigga from the bottom. No, I will never change. Diamonds on my really, I got diamonds on my chain. I'm in this song, no, that's right, ain't no game. Yeah. In Miami right now. And the 305. Yeah.
I'm from the streets, bitch.
Count one here, this is the racketeering charge. We have the count here of not guilty on racketeering. This is coming in real time. We have count two also coming in here, not guilty. That is the sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. Count three, we have guilty. Count three is guilty for the transportation of Cassie Ventura. That is guilty. Count four, this is the sex trafficking of Jane. That's a pseudonym. Not guilty. Count five, we have guilty. That is 5 counts. We have a mixed verdict here.
late night crew. Get your bitch ass in here, because I ain't going to be here long. I got to go to church this evening. But it was something important enough to where I did need to come for a second. So, say what's up to your boy. Jennifer, Bob, Janice, D-Block, Real Magnolia, Kendra, what's happening, cuz? T-Love, Madeline, Carefree, Crazy, what's happening? KS Dub. We do have a word on bail. Let's get everybody in here first. King Consciousness, what's happening? Lefty.
Sweetie! Sweetie!
We outside. Some of us are. Some of us aren't. I saw a live shot outside the courtroom, and just to see all you thirsty ass motherfucking streamers all just looking for just an ounce of fucking clout. You niggas are fucking losers. You niggas were motherfucking losers. Hey, just so you know, the other media that's out there, they respect you about as much as they respect any crazy fans out there. They respect you just as much as them niggas that was spraying baby oil on each other. Will I be on tonight? I ain't gonna lie, there's a possibility I will not be on. There's a possibility. So I'm extremely tired, and I got a couple more. I got an errand I gotta run right after this. Then I gotta go to church, and I don't know how long church is gonna be. So I gotta go to church for football's camp. And when I get home, I might shut her down, because that would make my third show today, and I'm gassed. And I just ate a beautiful lunch with my family, celebrating football, being back home, and giving her life back to Christ. So proud of her, and getting baptized and all of that good stuff. So now I got the itis like a motherfucker. Potato Gaming, Grace, what's happening? Sylvia, what up, though? Freedom, what's happening? Be safe at the gig. Shit, I expect nothing less, Grace. But I ain't gonna lie, I see all y'all niggas popping y'all heads in, cause I know what the fuck you niggas want. I see the calendar, bro. I know what you niggas is popping y'all heads in here for. You know me, I like to take everything head on.
I'm from the streets, bitch.
That's because a lot of the streamers that went, they didn't really have game plans. They're just like, I'm gonna be out there. Hopefully I'll catch something viral. I'll go viral and get all these subscribers, and I'll be on. On doing what though? Truska. Belt to ass. This is a beautiful day to be Diddy. My understanding of bail in accordance with the law is pretty straightforward. The judge's personal decision, personal feelings of Diddy had nothing to do with the actual decision that was made on bail. Oh my goodness. Are we gonna have to argue about bail and shit too? Or is this the new thing that y'all about to lean on? I already know what time it is. But I know what the law said. Or says, rather. So let's smoke one and talk about the law, shall we? Shall we? This nigga Diddy. Not guilty. Wowzers. Look at this hot mess. This shit is a hot mess. Hot mess. Look at this goofy ass crowd out there, bro. Y'all niggas is goofy as shit, bro. She look bored in the motherfucker, nigga. She mad as fuck Diddy got off. Nah, they gonna keep them no Diddy jokes. They gonna keep all that shit. Look at this goofy ass nigga. The da-da-da face ass. So for those that are wondering, Diddy's bail was denied. He will go back to jail until sentencing, but this doesn't mean anything because the law states that the things he were convicted of, it is mandatory for you to stay there until sentencing. And they had already decided that he was be held with no bail until the end of these proceedings. These proceedings are not over until now sentencing. And then on top of that, the reason he was able to have the hearing is because he could have got out if for a special exception, if he had anything. His reasoning was whack. I'm gonna be honest. He was just like, I got to get out to take care of my mama and my 3-year-old daughter. Nigga, that's not enough. Diddy, you dropped the ball on that one. That was nowhere near enough. So, sentencing is going to be a couple more months. The defense is arguing to just give him like 20 months. So, I mean, what is he, 12 months now, 13 months? No, he's like 12 months. Hey, Google, when was Diddy arrested?
On the website bbc.com, they say, Prosecutor Maureen Comey has said she will push for the full 20 years.
Hey, Google, when was Diddy arrested?
On the website bbc.com, they say, Prosecutor Maureen Combs
Hey Google,
said she will put...
What is the date that Sean Combs was arrested?
The 16th of September, 2024. On the website bbc.com, they say, it is clear that the...
Hey Google, stop. All right. So if he was locked up in September, then yeah, that makes sense for it to be like October, because they're going to ask for anywhere from 20 to 30 months and he going to get time served. They'll give him a year, good behavior, all that shit. So it's hard for me to believe that he's not getting no 10 years. He's not. The prosecution already said they looking for 60 months. That's 5 years. So they not even looking for 10. They looking for 60. I think the judge gonna give him about 20 something and put him on time served. And let's say he got a couple months left. They may put an ankle monitor on him and let him do his last couple pieces at the crib, if they go that route. So Diddy will not be coming home today, but that's okay. You'll be fine, nigga. You was facing life. You can do a little bit more. because of the Mann Act, it's mandatory that he stays there. So this ain't like a thing where you can gauge from this, oh, they kept him, so that means they're going to give him this has nothing to do with that at all. So anybody getting ready to tell you that the bail got denied and this is a signal that Diddy is getting 10 years, 20 years, all this shit, just know they are fucking lying. The Mann Act states that the fact that he got that prostitution charge, he has to stay there until sentencing unless he had a real exception. So like maybe if he was sick, you know, maybe if this was during COVID, he could have got sent to the crib on a monitor or some shit. But this ain't got nothing. So anybody getting ready to tell you, oh man, Diddy got bail denied, so that means X, Y, and Z, just know they lying. Man, they not giving him 4 to 6 years probation when they ask him. Why would he take a 4 to 6 years probation if they gonna if the fucking prosecution's only asking for 5 years? They asked for this nigga to do 5 years in prison, which a year down plus good behavior, that's only like a couple more years, another year and a half like that anyway. So I think he is going to get time served.
Fox 5 newsroom. We have just learned from the judge that Diddy Combs will not.
Look at this hot ghetto mess.
Deny bail. Let me explain to you why. The judge said, among other reasons, that Combs' violent history and at trial the defense conceded the defendant's violence in his personal relationships, saying it happened with Cassie and James. So we are going to hear he's going to be sentenced likely in October, unless that date changes, and we'll find out. Let's get right out to Arthur Tien. He's right outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. What a day this has been. First the verdict, Arthur, and then all those fans are out there all around you. We've been looking at live pictures from the courthouse and seeing the crowd growing, it seems to be there. And then the judge denied bail for the hip-hop mogul. What do you
Murphy, I could definitely see that.
make of it?
Tommy!
Stop the cap.
We're having a little trouble getting Arthur, can you hear me out there?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me, Sharon?
Yes, I can. What do you make of the judge's decision?
The judge, from our understanding of the law, follows the law. And this is a little bit to explain, but if everybody can stay with us here. When the trial begins, a bail application is made, right? And in this case, Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers made several attempts to try to get him to go through this process without having to be at MDC, which you and I both know as the Federal Detention Center. They wanted him to be able to do it from the comfort of home. They tried everything they could think of to get him out. It was denied. What the judge has done this afternoon, more importantly, not just our opinion, but that of legal experts, is say that still stands. Mr. Combs was not found innocent on all charges. His own legal defense in court said he has a propensity for violence. We have a video that shows him beating, just brutally beating Cassie Ventura in a LA hotel hallway. The judge also pointed out that once he knew that he was being watched by the feds, that there was yet another domestic violence incident. So he said he has concerns that the defense has not proven that Mr. Combs, beyond a shadow of a doubt, does not represent a threat of violence to people around him. That is basically what the judge has decided here today. And it was a little bit surprising for those who were completely absorbed in just the jury verdict itself, because Mr. Combs was found not guilty in 3 of the more severe counts, including one that found guilty on could have landed him behind bars for the rest of his life. So everybody thought there was a turn here, but the judge stuck.
Nigga, why ain't you mentioning the Mann Act? And what, bro, y'all, I don't understand why everybody will not just be told. This is exactly why everybody thought this nigga was going to be found guilty. Nobody will be totally honest about shit.
To the law said, make your case. They made their case, and the judge said it doesn't meet the level for an exception. So we are holding on to you for now, and then they'll proceed with this case. Sharon?
Great. So, Arthur, we know Linda Schmidt was actually in the courtroom when the judge denied bail, so we'll be hearing from her shortly. But I wanted to ask you, what a day this has been. Found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but acquitted of the more serious charges, racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, which could have put him behind bars for the rest of his life. And at that time, it appeared from all the accounts in the courtroom that Combs got quite emotional, got down on his knees praying, spoke to his family, and you can understand why his family, his relatives, his supporters might have thought that bail would be granted. But, of course, the judge...
But y'all not telling the truth about the law. Bro, I don't understand why y'all lying about the law. The Mann Act states that 2 things. Number 1, he had a bail hearing at first. So it said that they was keeping him no bail till the proceedings are over. The proceedings are not over. The second thing is he had a Mann Act conviction, which mandates that he has to stay there until sentencing. All this other shit y'all talking about literally is nothing.
Pointing out his violent history, one that even his own defense team pointed to during this trial. So we are hoping to hear later, I think, with Sean Diddy Combs. And obviously, the defense argued that it was consensual, that he was not coercing them into what was happening. Otherwise, he might have faced different charges. But it's really interesting.
Channel 5, y'all coverage is trash, bro. Not Roland Martin goofy ass out here. Bro, not... Hey, Star Report, you better yuck this shit up, nigga, you old bitch, because your shit coming down to the ground. You got like 2,300 people in there? Man, you should have kept it solid, bro. To have 2,300 people in your chat and be fucking with people like me, man, this is the biggest mistake you ever made in life. JLR got 19,000 sitting. Y'all niggas ain't even looking at shit.
He has been fair, very balanced, and really more so eager to be balanced, to really seeing how high profile this case was. Let's come back to the bail part a little bit, because you mentioned the flight risk as the prosecutors were concerned about that. The judge also potentially concerned about that. We were hearing from our Fox 5 team in New York, was listening into them, and they were talking about how the presence of his family might indicate that he wasn't a flight risk, just having so much support behind him. Can you talk about that factor, having his mother there, some of his children present at the case that has gone on for 2 months? Did that help him in any way?
I think it should have. I think for all indications, there's not much evidence that he's a flight risk. And remember, when this issue came up before, it was that, they were worried about whether he's going to threaten witnesses, tamper with witnesses, affect evidence. So they wanted to keep him in. They restricted bail at that time. Well, here we don't have any of those factors. We don't need to worry about witnesses in terms of trying to tamper with them. We've already got the conviction. So, him being a flight risk, I think that's a tough argument to make, because you're right. His family's there. He's going to want to stay with his family. They can make a bond package, that can meet the expectations of the court. Say, hey, Your Honor, this is the bond we'll put up. We'll take away his passport. We'll restrict his travel.
Why aren't y'all talking about the fact that the law states he's not getting his brand new bail hearing?
We'll have somebody monitor him if the court wants. They can do a number of things that can meet the expectations of the court and alleviate the court's concerns about him being a flight risk. So I'm a little surprised.
I hear what you're saying, Ravens fan, but the law states that Diddy should still be locked up. So it's not like they're doing anything to him illegal. This is what the law states. He had a Mann conviction, so he has to be remanded.
Why the court wouldn't indulge any of that. I understand that they're concerned about the safety, of Cassie and some of the other witnesses. But as I said, what's the motivation for Diddy to do that? He's just going to get his bail revoked. He's going to get a longer sentence, and it's not going to do him any good in the long run.
Yeah, that's a good point. Of course, the defense already has his passport, so it's not like he's going to be able to go outside of the country. We covered really everything that's happened in the last 20 minutes, half an hour, and that's been all some of the breaking news. Let's take me back, though, to early this morning, because yesterday we saw the partial verdict come down. The judge, the prosecution,
Nobody's mentioning that, and I'm trying to understand why, because I'm not making that up.
I shouldn't say regular, but another detainee with a similar
somebody or not, but the bail being kept as it is not necessarily atypical because of the law, though one would believe the fact that he was not convicted of the top charge. The atypical
Manhattan prosecutor. And the bail, the news is that bail has been denied.
Yeah, that the judge...
So there is the law, the statute says in substance that bail would be denied, meaning that he goes and stays in. There's not an exception. For example, there could be an exception where the prosecution says we consent, and there's other pieces to it as well. There could be a danger to somebody or not, but the bail being kept as it is not necessarily atypical because of the law, though one would believe the fact that he was not convicted of the top charge, and it's been a reduction in people do walk free and come back and RROR'd.
Well, keeping the bail as it is means there's no bail.
Right. So he's remanded, he's held without bail. So this doesn't change the potential sentence, obviously, because it's still up to 10 years, but for the immediate gratification purposes of getting out, doing what he needs to do and fighting this from the outside in terms of preparing for that sentencing, now it's been stripped.
And let me just add, this morning the prosecution was very adamant about wanting to have this extra time to present their argument to the judge, and seemed obviously they were disappointed with the verdict. It was very visible and very obvious, but they wanted to keep him behind bars, and they said, Your Honor, we need several hours to really get this whole argument together for you, and that's pretty stunning.
But again, I think you have to go back to what the law is and what it allows for, and generally speaking, barring some exception, the Bail Reform Act says you're staying, you're not just getting released.
Thank you. That's all I wanted somebody to say. The fucking truth. All this other shit, y'all trying to make it seem like he ain't getting, y'all about to try to make it seem like he ain't getting it out because people think he gonna go beat Cassie. Stop it. The law say he can't go nowhere. Stupid.
He was convicted of a crime. I think people, rightfully so, are disappointed and have questions from the public's perspective when you have such a horrific allegation that is not proven or substantiated beyond a reasonable doubt. And summarily, we're not talking about on the cusp. That's a pretty quick verdict that I think fooled many people, thinking that there might have been a sex trafficking conviction. He's walking scot-free in terms of any allegation of coercion, force, fraud, violence.
Well, I appreciate that, Kendra.
But he's still in custody.
Okay, so Jeremy, what about? Can we just ask Jeremy? Was it a difficult decision for the judge? Was legally?
I think the judge is no. I think the judge is not finding any exception and following the law, and that's why he's staying there. The hope from the prosecution, though they didn't, pardon me, the defense, though they didn't raise it specifically in their letter to the court, was that yes, there may be the Bail Reform Act, and that was what the prosecution relied on. Said statutorily, you can't just let him walk. The prosecution was hoping, pardon me, the defense was hoping that the judge would look past that and say, he's returned, he just shows that he can follow the court order, he's not going to flee, and he's not a danger to anyone specifically or the community at large.
And then let me ask you this, in terms of the appealing this decision, what's the process now that the defense will have to go through in order to appeal the judge's decision of no bail?
I would expect that he's not going anywhere anytime soon, appeal or not. I think that they're going to follow the judge. You know, I haven't heard what the judge said, so it's hard for me to just speak on an island here. But based on the law as we know it, I think the judge has ample ground to stand on and make this decision.
Let me ask.
The law say so. This ain't even no situation where anything. This is what the law state. So you can't even look at this like, well, this will help or harm him during sentencing. No, this is just typical because this is what the law state. Thank you. Channel 5 in New York. Shit. The rest of these niggas sitting here bringing up a whole bunch of irrelevant shit. And I'm like, y'all back the line on this nigga again. Y'all just lied on this nigga for damn near a year. This nigga done beat the fucking feds and now y'all back line again. Oh, he can't get out. They scared he might beat Cassie. Man, shut up. No credibility. This is some of the crazy, bro. This shit crazy.
Answer that our Sharon Crowley has been watching that.
Look at these niggas outside, bro. What are all you niggas waiting on? So for those just tuning in, Diddy's bail is denied. There's nothing to even see here about it. The law states that his bail should have been denied. And so it was. He could have got out on some type of exception. I don't agree with the exception he tried to use. I got to take care of my mother. I'm my mother's primary caretaker. No, you not, nigga. We seen her every fucking day. Somebody was taking care of her. They can take care of her a couple more months, nigga. And you got to be there for your child.
Serious charges, and that was sex trafficking.
Let's get right out to Lisa Everett, who's been following the case since it began nearly 8 weeks ago. She's live outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Lisa, what is the reaction to today's verdict and the bail denial?
Bail denial. What's the reaction to today's verdict and bail denial?
Bianca and Natasha, what a day this has been here. You can hear the helicopters above us circling around, making it a little bit difficult to hear. But let me tell you where we're
Bitch, I can't hear now, helicopter.
at right now. The judge late
Javon Barksdale, rule number 5, Wyoming gal.
This afternoon, just a short time ago, denied bail to Sean Diddy Combs. And what the latest is they have asked for a shorter expedited sentencing date, because what's happening now is the prosecution wanted a sentencing date in October. The defense said,
this is how you know the prosecution gonna lose, nigga. This is how you know the prosecution know this nigga get ready to come home. These niggas for no reason like, yeah, we don't want to sentence this nigga until October. It's fucking 4 months from now or 3 months from now. They like, this nigga can sit for another 3 months before sentencing. For what? For what? Why? For what? And so them niggas asked for expedited hearing. They may get it. I don't know why the nigga gotta wait 3 months to be sentenced if the nigga's going to prison. Sentence his ass next week. Lytics, Ipsy Heavyweighter, B Nickel was at it. Not they trying to get another three cheap ass months out of Diddy in federal custody. These niggas is wild. Nah, why you gotta wait 3 months? Sentence that nigga tomorrow, cause he gonna be sitting down for 60 months. Ain't that right, prosecutor? Call me. This shit crazy. These niggas is really trying to make Diddy go sit down forever. Truska, every time I see her, she scares me. She's scary to me. And I don't want to say she's ugly. I just want to say she scares me. This nigga Diddy coming home.
that's too far, that's too far from today, that's too far away, that's too much time. And so what they ended up compromising on is next week on Tuesday, the prosecution and the defense will get together. They will try to figure out another date, a more suitable date, closer, that both of them are happier with for the sentencing for Sean Diddy Combs.
So as you heard right there, they gonna decide on Tuesday after the holiday if Diddy is when Diddy sentencing hearing will be, since the prosecution trying to be funny.
But this was a devastating blow for Combs, for his family, and for his supporters, because he beat those two of.
This ain't devastating. This nigga beat a life sentence, bro. Anybody who know, bro, beating a life sentence and then you know you ain't getting ready to get it like that, bro, you can do a couple more months. And actually it should put a smile on your face that they want to sentence you 3 months from now, because that means it's more than likely you coming home, and they know it. That's why they want you to do 3 more hours or 3 more months. He don't get bail because he was convicted on 2 charges that were part of the Mann Act, and the Bail Reform Act states that he has to stay until the proceedings are over, especially since he was already previously found with no bond. The only way he can get bond now is with a special exception. So like if his mom was dying, instead of him saying that he's taking care of his mom, but if it was like his mama was dying, they might let him out. That's how a lot of them rich niggas got out during COVID. They got out in the middle of COVID, so... And so, what's up, Aaron? I just feel like the fact that the prosecution's asking for 3 months lets you know that when he gets the sentencing, he's coming home. Because if they knew that he was getting ready to do some months, they wouldn't wait that long. For what? You just sentence this nigga and go sit down. Because it doesn't matter if he gets sentenced. The time he's in there is going to count, regardless of like if he was to get 60 months. Well, if they gave him 60 months, 3 months from now, he's already served 3 months of that. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to believe that the prosecution really feel like this nigga gonna go sit down for 5 years, and so they want to postpone the motherfucker. Nah, they can literally get this nigga to sentence and get on with their life and on to the next shit. But they want that nigga to sit up in there as long as possible because they mad. Fake mad, in my opinion. But mad nonetheless. "95% conviction rate for the feds. The feds don't ever lose." Told you, goofy ass niggas.
The toughest charges, the RICO charge, the racketeering conspiracy charge. He also beat 2 counts on the sex trafficking charge and ended up with a guilty verdict on the 2 counts of the prostitution transportation charge, which carries a max.
Ariel popped her head out, said what? Unless she's talking about letting me smash, I really ain't trying to hear it.
Each one of those counts of 10 years. Now, the attorneys are telling us it's unlikely he would get 10 plus 10, but anything is possible in this case, as we've seen so far. I mean, they were hoping, the defense was hoping, according to what I'm being told, that they would be able to deal with this bail issue this morning after the jury came back, took off the table.
Moms are still waving at the crowd, so she ain't shook.
Those 2 of the most serious charges, and that they would be able to deal with the bail.
They look happy.
The bail hearing, his family, of course, hoping that Combs would be going home with them tonight, or at least be able to go out to dinner with them and not have to spend another night at MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center.
But you see how none of them are shocked? That lets me know that Diddy's lawyers told them the truth beforehand. They already knew that this nigga probably wasn't getting out for until sentencing.
Which is one of the most notorious federal detention facilities, jails in the country. Had numerous problems. There have been congressional investigations, all sorts of things. They're very bad conditions, a very old.
But Cher is actually hot, though.
Prison, and with a lot of structural problems there as well. So where it stands right now is, after the verdict came out, the final verdict this morning, Sean Diddy Combs was put into a holding pen in the courthouse while they were waiting for this hearing, which began around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now what that means is he's going to go back tonight to MDC. He'll be spending, the holiday weekend at MDC instead of being with his family and being out. But so basically a split decision and a split victory for the defense team. And the prosecution's saying that he remains a danger, that he needs to be kept behind bars. And I think one of the things that weighed heavily in the judge's decision-making about saying no bail was the fact that even after Sean Combs knew that he was under federal investigation, he knew that the feds were watching him.
Nigga, all of that shit is hearsay. It's strictly the law states he gotta stay there. When his bail was revoked at the beginning of this shit, it was revoked throughout the proceedings. The proceedings, man, y'all niggas, bro, y'all gotta put the sensationalist twist on everything. They just on this same channel just interviewed one of their legal analysts who's a legal expert who just said all different shit than what she's saying now. And now all of a sudden they all parroting the same shit.
That FBI was watching him and all of that, that he still continued to allegedly commit crimes. They referred to an incident with Jane, the woman who used the pseudonym Jane.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. First of all, that's a hard sell for me. You mean to tell me even when the feds was watching, you had the nerve to get into a fight with one of your girlfriends? Nigga, that's life. Your girls don't give a fuck with shit, what the fuck going on in your life to that extent. If it's time to fight, it's gonna happen.
Where she was beaten after he had already been under surveillance and.
Well, first of all, she slammed his head into the counter first. I love how y'all really misquoting, and this is what she testified to.
Notified that he was under investigation by the feds. So a lot going on here, but right now the big news is no bail, and Sean Diddy Combs is going to be going back to MDC tonight. That's the latest from federal court. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News. Bianca, Natasha, back to you in the studio.
Some interesting pieces of information you added there, Lisa. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, certainly not the outcome Diddy or his supporters were hoping for.
Bro, never mind.
Joining us now to tell us what could be next is former New York City prosecutor Seth Zuckerman. Seth, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think, first of all, what's your reaction to this bail denial and the judge saying that he's a violent man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. The government put forth a very strong letter saying that incarceration was mandatory at this point, that bail must be denied unless
due to the law,
unless he could find two exceptions. One is that he's not a danger and a flight risk, and that he's not a danger to the community, and he's not a violent person. And the judge clearly found...
No, you just made that part up. Yeah, they were looking for exception, but that you just made that up.
Found that he's got a propensity for violence, found that the defense even conceded that during closing arguments.
Right.
Because, the defense in this case was, he's an abuser, but he's not leading a racketeering and a criminal enterprise.
It was a key...
They never said he was an abuser. They didn't use that. That's, nigga, who is this clown ass nigga? That language is a bit strong.
Strategy in fighting the RICO.
And now that's backfired a little bit on the bail denial.
Sure.
The court clearly took that into consideration. The defendant's concessions said, even in your closing argument, you admitted that he's a violent person. And now I can consider that for bail, and I'm not going to let him out based on that.
That's not what they said.
If the judge clearly found that he's a danger to the community.
Now, does this...
The nigga just came up here to explain the whole law. And then after he explains the whole law, they usher in everybody else to give their interpretation of what happened.
Bail denial give us a hint and maybe what the judge might do when it comes to sentencing?
I'm not so sure that that's the case quite yet.
Of course not, nigga, because it's the law that's mandated. At least you said that much.
The government submitted a letter today to the court saying that the sentencing guidelines in their estimation are 51 to 63 months.
Far cry from 10 years.
The defense submitted a letter saying the sentencing guidelines in their estimation are 21 to 27 months. So it's somewhere around that, in that range.
Time served, and if he got a couple months left, he'll do it on the ankle monitor.
That the judge is going to consider. It's up to 10 years on each count, as Lisa noted and as everyone's noted.
They keep saying up to 10 years on each count, which would be something like what, 200 and what, 24 months. The prosecution just told you 50 months, 50 to 60. 60 is 5 years. And he ain't getting that. They not even looking for up to 10 each. They only looking at 5 total. You gotta actually pay attention to to watch the post of this shit is just to see why everybody was thinking that this nigga was gonna be found guilty. Even after he's found not guilty, all this shit, and then they just still be making up shit and stretching the truth and omitting certain facts.
It's unlikely he's going to do anything close to 10 years on each of these counts. And obviously, the defense was hoping he'd be released today, and they would argue for sentencing that time served and that the 10 months that he's already done at the MDC, especially in those horrific conditions, is enough punishment for him in this case.
Well, according to Fox News Channel, the judge is suggesting October 3rd as the sentencing day. The defense is pushing for sentencing to be moved.
They said the prosecution pushed for that. See, you just all over. Man, y'all not even paying attention.
Moved up as soon as possible, and they're arguing that most man cases are concerning making money via pimping or minors, neither of which apply to Diddy's case. What do you think the judge is going to do with that information?
So my understanding of what happened is when the defense asked for an expedited sentencing, and what the judge did is he put it on for next Tuesday, July 8th, for them to find out how quickly can the probation department issue what's called the PSR, the pre-sentence report, because the judge can't go to sentencing without the PSR. So he needs the pre-sentencing report, and he needs to know from probation, how long will it take for you to get me a pre-sentence report? Because that's what the judge relies upon. They do a guidelines calculation, and they make a recommendation to the court. They do a thorough investigation, and then they do that. So they're going back next Tuesday. The judge tentatively set the sentencing date for October 3rd, but he said, I'm open for expediting it if the probation department can get me an expedited pre-sentence report. So they're going back on July 8th, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. for a hearing to find out when they could set the sentencing for.
And lastly, before you go, I know we were talking earlier in the noon when this all came down, the verdict was read aloud. Your thoughts on just how today went?
I mean, today's a win for Combs, right?
Bottom line.
He was acquitted on the most serious count, the RICO racketeering count, which had a mandatory minimum jail sentence. He was acquitted on the sex trafficking count because the consent was a defense to that case. And he was acquitted of he was convicted only of the most minor charges, which is the prostitution charges, which don't even carry a mandatory minimum sentence. So it's a huge win for Combs. His attorneys are likely going to file what's called a Rule 29 motion at this point, which is for a judgment of acquittal. They'll file that within 14 days of the verdict, so that's within 14 days of today, and they'll ask the judge to overturn the verdict of those two counts. It's an uphill battle based on the evidence that I've seen, but they're obviously going to file that. And they're probably going to also appeal the judge's denial of bail. They'll go up to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals and appeal the denial of bail almost immediately.
Yeah, the judge even at some point conveying to Diddy that I gave you a shot at life. So in a way, was a win, as you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that the bail denial is any indication of what he's going to do at sentencing.
It's 100% not. That's why he got to keep that part a buck. He want to say all this other shit that they looked at all of this, and now he want to sit here and say at the same time, oh, but we can't really look at this and tell if that's you know why? Because the reason his bail was denied is because that's what the law says. It has nothing to do with what the judge feels and none of this shit. So you can't tell either way how the judge is going to rule based on this decision.
He even said that during this afternoon's proceedings is he's considering the violence factor because that's what he needs to consider. Yeah. But when he's considering sentencing, he's considering a bigger picture, not just what constitutes a condition for bail.
This is us trying to read the tea leaves as we try to do so.
we all try to do so.
These last 7 weeks.
The only thing we do know, it was a big loss for the Southern District of New York.
So. Huge loss.
I thought the feds don't lose. Huge loss.
Their press release that they put out was a press release basically acknowledging their loss. All they did was thank their law enforcement partners, but didn't even name the judge, didn't even really name Combs by name. They clearly, it's a big loss for the Southern District after they spent millions of dollars on this prosecution.
They spent millions of dollars on that shitty ass prosecution. Millions. Millions. And what did they get for their millions of dollars?
Belt to ass.
That's what they got. Millions of dollars, and that's what they got. Belt to ass. You can't make this shit up, bro. And then they know Diddy getting ready to go home, and they want taxpayers to pay to house this nigga for 3 more months because they mad. The feds don't lose. They can't lose. You what? I lost. Roll the dice. Watching. What a day to be in the Combs family. I know he hated. Ain't nothing worse than when somebody tries to dish you with something and then you end up playing it all the time as the greatest joke ever. Like every time he hears it, he was like, this is not what was supposed to happen. This was not what was supposed to happen. You supposed to be mad. Why aren't you mad? I guess Diddy gonna survive the onslaught of this lawsuit. He got 22 days from the 5th. Those teeth are not his. Truska, it's the pettiness. It's the whole pettiness that's the problem here. Those are not his. Those teeth are not his. Damn it. And then when I saw Star Report had like 3,000 people in there, I was like, nigga, you are going, I don't know what you gonna try to do. Like you gonna do something stupid when you lose your channel, but I promise you, it's going to be funny for me. When I see something like a nigga got 3,000, I wouldn't even partake. I just wouldn't partake in the shit, period. But at least there is like, you don't have to be like a sellout or slave to money to not see the financial incentive behind certain behaviors. Where it's like, okay, I don't like this little nigga using my shit, but maybe he does have fair use, but I'm going to try to punk him, and I have to hope that he accepts me being punked. But that's the type of shit that never crosses people's mind when they doing shit like that. Because I promise you, I'm like, there's no way I would be sacrificing my entire channel and putting my whole channel at risk when we banging out numbers like that. So at 3,000, we getting through average of 3,000 live viewers. I'm sure our bills are a bit higher too. You see what I'm saying? And so, and this ain't to say you sell out to say certain shit, but it's like, why put them type of numbers at risk to get into it with a YouTuber with like, I don't even have what? I definitely ain't even got 10% of his subscriber base. I don't even have 10%. He had like 289,000. I'm at 16.7. Why would I, especially when a nigga go, hey, I'm already in court, X, Y, and Z. Why would I start up some shit with this person? I don't know. Cam. But, you know, these are the same niggas that all told you that. I think I'm going to make a compilation video of all you YouTubers lying like a motherfucker. Because I don't even need to go look back at my shit, because I know what I said, and I told you niggas from Jump Street and stood on it. And so here we are. I think on Tuesday they'll come back. He'll probably spend another 30 days. This shit's easy. All you gotta do is tell the truth and then let people know when you give your opinion. I asked multiple times last night, why would they find him guilty on all 4 charges and then turn around and, after finding him guilty on all 4 charges, have a problem with the 5th? Why? Nope. And I showed y'all last night. People were just literally like, oh, Diddy's been found guilty of all charges. I'm waiting for Hood Educated. I can't wait to hear this weak ass excuse he's gonna give. Hood Educated, you better pay all that money. All them people that bet you in the DMs, you better pay out all of that money, OG, or I'm gonna lose all respect for you. This nigga opened up his DMs to get people to bet him, bro. Well, I'll be watching this shit as soon as I get off the air. Because, OG, you got to take an L. Bad news for Diddy. Not looking good. RICO verdict. It's over for Diddy. The truth about Diddy's defense. Weak or strategic. It's over. Diddy is done. P. Diddy losing trial. Like, y'all niggas just literally clickbaited niggas to death. All this shit y'all said. All of these fucking videos y'all made. 43,000 views on the video you saying this nigga losing. 100,000 saying it's over, he done. Then another 61,000 saying it's done. 42,000 calling this shit weak. 48,000 saying it's not looking so good. 92,000 for bad news. This has been the real grift. The real grift is just sitting around saying that Diddy's done. Let's see. I'm gonna just type it just to see. How many of y'all niggas put Diddy? You know what? Let's do it by view count. Just to see. All right, so view count took all that extra bullshit. And Justin Bieber still didn't take down that video of him and Diddy, nigga, still. Diddy done. Yeah. Are you sure, Nancy Grace? I mean, let's just look at Nancy Grace videos. Look at her shit. Diddy, aka the Baron of baby oil. That's wild. Diddy sucks up to the judge. Diddy won't take the stand, and then you making fun of that nigga. Diddy throws in the towel. Diddy perv. Diddy's revenge. I did it. Diddy's defense melts down as prosecution drops bombshells. Diddy's bad boy HR or hell racket. Diddy's drug mule tells all. Y'all just knew that this nigga was going to go lay down, bro. And y'all was wrong. Diddy exposed Christian, Quincy, and Justin. Oh, my Lord. More bad news for Diddy. Diddy is still done. Not a win for Diddy. Does he have a secret Fed deal? Cart red-handed. Secret messages. Mistrial lies. Feds find a hidden phone. More bad news for Diddy. Disgusting update. Emergency motion. Family feud erupts. Diddy's daughters flee court? Like, bro, just lying, just saying shit. Diddy sabotaged his own trial? None of this shit happened, bro. None of this. There's a major plot twist in the Diddy case. Sure it is. Plea deal problems. Diddy destroyed in court. Cassie humiliates Diddy. Y'all just be saying shit, bro. Just saying shit. But, you know, y'all still look like geniuses, and people still gonna fight for y'all. Uh-oh, hold on. He actually spoke?
News, how happy he is.
Hey, yo, we love y'all. We love everybody watching. So happy. Pop's coming home. God bless. God bless the whole world.
What was going through your head when the verdict was read? Happy.
Big ass L today, bro. Tracy, what's happening? All of y'all niggas made all these motherfucking videos swearing this nigga was going to prison. And these ain't no small YouTubers I'm showing you. Nigga, you ain't done a motherfucking video in motherfucking 3 months. Let's see. Nigga, did you pull all your motherfucking lives down? Did you pull all of your Diddy lives down? Man, y'all niggas is wild, bro. Niggas is already hiding lives, bro. Y'all niggas is, bro. Stop. Everybody got it's over. Things aren't looking great for Diddy. But it'd be based off nothing. All y'all niggas was clout chasing on this shit. Everybody, the amount of people that said Diddy's done, Diddy's over. Remember when y'all tried to say that Al B. Sure was getting ready to get that nigga fucked up? Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all put all y'all chips in that motherfucking Diddy basket, and y'all niggas look stupid to me.
So what you're
look?
So what you're trying?
Stephen A. Smith, it's over for P. Diddy. It's over. What's the nigga's name? Was it Moist? It might have been Moist Critical. Yeah. Listen to this ridiculous shit. This nigga got 17 million subscribers. This nigga, he was making all the jokes in the world because he knew that Diddy was going to prison, yada, yada, yada. Even Moist Critical can't take the L. Mr. Integrity.
What an infuriating and sad day. I guess all the baby oil paid off for P. Diddy because he was too slippery for the justice system. I cannot believe it. They have now reached a verdict on all the charges, and he has been acquitted of the most serious ones. The Lord of Lube wiggles his way out of it somehow, despite
What do you mean somehow?
Overwhelming evidence to support the allegations against P. Diddy about.
There was not overwhelming evidence of sex trafficking or a conspiracy. There literally wasn't any co-conspirators, nigga.
The decades worth of evil, criminal activities and actions he has done, terrorizing the music industry and so.
He wasn't on trial for terrorizing the music industry. Thanks for proving my point where I'm like, y'all got y'all own personal feelings of this nigga based off shit y'all ain't like in the music industry, and you ain't like how he did the band and all this other shit. So obviously he was running a RICO in a sex trafficking ring where he was distributing drugs. What the fuck are these niggas talking about?
So many individuals, it seems like the dawn of dildos is about to get away with a slap on the wrist, and maybe not even that much. He's been found guilty on 2 of the lesser charges, which could carry a maximum of 20 years in prison, but I've completely lost faith in the system here. I have to imagine this is all just now horseradish and barnacles. I think he will probably just get away with like 6 months probation or some shit.
5.
Nigga, he ain't never been convicted of no crimes, bro. He's a first-time offender. That shit, when you're talking like the maximum amount of shit, that's for niggas who get in trouble a lot. You don't give that type of, you don't give no fucking, he got, what they found him guilty of was fucking with prostitutes, bro. What is wrong with y'all? What is it about Diddy that y'all really want in prison?
Counts, we have a mixed verdict here. Again, count 1 as it relates to racketeering, not guilty. Count 2 as it relates to sex trafficking, not guilty. Count 3, guilty.
Oh, he definitely in his fee-fees for sure.
Count 4, not guilty. Count 5, guilty.
Those 2 counts he was found guilty on, that was like Weenie Hut Jr. level charges compared to the rest, and it's something the defense, I imagine, was extremely pleased to have been found guilty on versus the rest.
Duh!
They were so happy, in fact, that reportedly P. Diddy even stood up and started clapping. Literally like a Tumblr fanfic. He's...
A nigga's facing life, and now they're criticizing the fact that Diddy celebrated the fact that he's not gonna get life. You can't win with niggas, bro. You can't fucking win. He facing life, and now they criticizing the fact that he celebrated when it was found out he was not guilty. Can't do shit over here.
Stood up, started clapping, and then like his friends and family erupted into applause.
What were they supposed to do?
Now the judge is considering what bail should be, and we move on to the next stage, which will be the sentencing for these 2 charges, which carry a maximum of 10 years each. He's not going to be seeing the maximum.
Fuck no, and he shouldn't. He fell to his knees and prayed. They leave this part out. They don't want to tell the part where they were celebrating all around him, but he dropped to his knees and prayed. You see how they do? This is a nigga with 17 million subscribers, bro. And this nigga, like, he just sitting in his room full of motherfucking collectibles. He ain't read not any case law, nothing. He ain't read shit. That's why he's sitting there saying, I don't know how, when we have overwhelming evidence of him terrorizing the hip-hop industry, what the fuck does that have to do with sex trafficking and RICO? I don't know, just he felt guilty. Big mad. Y'all niggas is big upset today. I see a lot of you niggas is slow making your videos. Where the videos at of y'all niggas coming out and letting the world know that you was wrong?
He probably won't even be seeing the minimum. They might just let him walk away with being forced to play League of Legends solo queue for like 2 months or something, and that'll be his punishment. It is such a fucking joke what just happened here. I actually still can't believe it. It is sickening.
He can't believe it. Meanwhile, I told you from step 1. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when y'all be thinking subscriber count actually has something to do with IQ count. These things are not the same. I promise you.
So I truly wouldn't be surprised if he just fully walks free from this, and I guess we can expect the grand reopen.
How would you say that this nigga would walk fully free when he's already been detained for a year, bro? Y'all niggas just say whatever, man.
Of Puffy Flavor Camp. Everyone out there, sleep in fear. Make sure you're sleeping on your back, because if you sleep on your stomach, P. Diddy might just break into your house in the middle of the night and shove a dildo up your ass.
We heard no testimony or anything in this entire case that would make one think that since he beat this case, he's going to rape you with a dildo. And I know it's like, well, it's kind of a joke, Shay, but the joke is based off this shit, and Diddy wasn't accused of anything like this.
It is still just so fucking unbelievable to me. I thought this was dead to rights, not only because of the overwhelming evidence, but also
there was no overwhelming evidence of sex trafficking, nigga. There's just not. He said it was overwhelming. What did we say after every bit of testimony? When are we gonna get to the sex trafficking? This nigga was like, it was overwhelming.
His team wasn't exactly a cohesive unit. Like, not that long ago, one of his big lawyers quit, saying he could no longer, under any circumstances, represent him, serve as a member of his council.
That happens all the time. Just because that is not an admission of guilt, because his one lawyer has a strategy. The lawyer can have all the strategy he wants. At the end of the day, it's up to Diddy. So if Diddy's like, I don't agree with that, then they gonna bump heads and sometimes they'll quit. And who was he replaced with though? Moist? A nigga named Moist Critical. Who did they replace him with, bro? Brian Steele, a nigga who just won another RICO case. Y'all don't be paying attention to what's going on at all. And the shit that y'all use to try to justify y'all weak ass points is hilarious. Well, Diddy obviously is guilty. His lawyer quit. One of his lawyers quit and they replaced him with a nigga that had a better resume and won.
And somehow they were still able to squeak a win out from between P. Diddy's greased butt cheeks here. I don't know. Did they promise like freak off invitations to the jury? I have no clue. I don't get it.
Told you, blame the jury. Now he's questioning whether or not they promised the jury if they could be involved in some freak offs. Got it.
I really, truly do not understand how this just happened.
It's a mixed verdict, but it is a stunning victory for the defense.
No, it's not. I told y'all they was gonna play this stun shit. Did I not tell you niggas multiple times? When Diddy get found, when they ain't gonna get ready to get Diddy on this sex trafficking or RICO shit, they gonna all pretend to be stunned and blame the jury.
The Mann Act, these charges, these were the easiest for prosecutors to prove, the lowest hanging fruit, merely required showing that state lines were crossed for the purpose to engage in prostitution. We saw a lot of evidence on these charges, did not have that element, Laura, of force, fraud, or coercion. And this carries the lightest sentence of these charges. It is a maximum of 10 years. And keep in mind, when you're talking about maximums aren't the rule, they are the exception. They're for the most exceptional and severe cases. So now you're talking about a sentence that's potentially in the lower range with time served because he's been behind bars.
Yeah, again, he's definitely not seeing the maximum penalty for the...
Nor should he.
Those charges. I would be surprised if he even saw the minimum. My guess...
That's not how it works. Let me explain something to you, Critical. There is no minimum sentencing on these charges. So when you say, I doubt he'll see the minimum, there is no minimum. They just be saying shit, bro. They just be saying shit. This shit crazy.
This would be, and of course I haven't passed the bar, so this is just fucking the...
Fuck passing the bar. You haven't even read the paper, bro. You ain't gotta pass the bar to read papers. That's just an excuse you niggas get for not reading shit. I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you want to legally search my shit. Well, we'll see how smart you are when the canines come. You do not have to read the bar. Yes, there's plenty of things when I read, I don't know what it means and got to kind of look it up, and then you can see how complex it is and whatnot. Even once you see how complex it is, that doesn't mean you would necessarily know how you could reasonably argue it and all this shit, but you can just read these laws and shit yourself, because sometimes the shit be plain and simple. Sometimes the law be clear as day. You can't do this, and a motherfucker did it.
Neanderthal spitballing. My guess would be they'll weigh the time served behind bars throughout this case as like you've learned your lesson, and wiggle their finger. Don't do it again.
No, it will literally be that. See, you have a misunderstanding of time served. See, he was in, the reason why that time counts is because he was locked up and wasn't convicted of anything. So if he is convicted of something, that time he has spent gets applied to his sentence. So it's not going to be this whole thing, oh, you learned your lesson, this, and that, and the third. No, it's going to be we sentence you to X, Y, and Z. How much credit does he have already? Oh, he's got this much credit. So if it's like a month or 2 months, it's out of pocket for them to be like, well, you're going to go back for a month or two. Generally, they'll release the nigga on an ankle monitor or some basic probation, parole type shit, and just be done with it. You just have no understanding. While you sitting there talking about how you say one hand you like, I ain't passed the bar, but you at the same time you know that the evidence was overwhelming. You can't have it both ways. Either we listening to you about the law or we not.
And give him some really light punishment. Very, very light sentencing. And then when he's out on bail or full-blown walks free, I imagine baby oil will go extinct. And I predict that there will be a freak-off the likes of which the cosmos has never seen. It'll be filled with so much degeneracy that it will give birth to Slanesh in the warp in real life. It's going to be a Warhammer 40K event. It's just so fucking despicable, man. It really is.
The fact that these sex trafficking charges, specifically with respect to Cassie Ventura, means that the jury was convinced by the defense, at least with respect to reasonable doubt, that the commercial sex, i.e. the freak-offs, were not connected to some of this violence, that there was not that force, fraud, or coercion element. That is, by far, from a penalty perspective, the most serious. It carried a 15-year minimum. So that is a huge distinction.
Really feels like if you've got enough money, somehow a lot of those very serious, very well-documented things just never really seem to stick in.
Nothing. What evidence did you see, Charlie? What evidence did you see that states that he was committing sex trafficking? And what kind of criminal organization is he running? What else do they do? Because they couldn't prove any of it.
Court for some reason. It's so weird how that works. It's so odd how we see that happen so many times. I don't know. Something seems a bit fishy there. From everything I've seen from a couple of lawyers discussing it, the big thing here seems that the RICO charges weren't conveyed well enough for the jury to understand.
No, there wasn't anything there. What lawyers have you been listening to? You mean niggas like Bruce Rivers who reacted to a motherfucking verdict that didn't even happen yet? People like him? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
And that it could have been like difficult in the first place as a potential overcharging on P. Diddy. So that was like an uphill battle. Obviously, I don't understand all the nuance to how that shit works in court, like how it all shakes down the fucking Rube Goldberg machine that is arguing RICO charges. I'm not Saul Goodman. But outside of that, the lawyers also expressed how stunned they were that he was found not guilty on the sex trafficking by force and coercion. It seems like, at least from the lawyers that I've read and watched from, they were also very surprised that somehow the jury wasn't convinced on those. That one really did seem like a pretty big slam dunk in the case. Like, at least most sane human beings would think so, but somehow it didn't stick. Somehow it didn't shake out that way. To be found not guilty on those is baffling, actually baffling. And I went to a live stream where some lawyers were talking, and reading the chat, it will make you lose all possible faith that there's real people online. There are so...
Right, because that's how y'all niggas are. As soon as you get somewhere where people don't believe Mr. 17 million, he loses faith in humanity, even though he's powered by 17 million subscribers, but he loses faith in humanity over what? Them disagreeing with him? Something that he feels is just so... Meanwhile, all of those people that you're mentioning, you saw them motherfuckers before the verdict and you thought they were all crazy and didn't know what they were talking about. So now all of those people are now right, and ain't none of y'all niggas saying that them niggas are right. Y'all still trying to call this shit shocking. Even though you openly admit that several people was telling y'all niggas this, sitting in legal chats and all this shit. Because that's where you was going to hear it the most, is these spots where they telling niggas like, bro, there's no evidence of sex trafficking. Y'all like, man, did you see the video of him beating Cassie? What does that have to do with sex trafficking? That's what he's on trial for. Most of y'all niggas never even knew what his charges were. Some of you niggas still don't.
So many people that are elated, celebrating that P. Diddy is free, and saying he should go as far as suing the government for the charges they brought against him. Unironically, I saw someone donate saying, does P. Diddy have a case against the government to sue them for this?
That's a good question. That's just a question. See, you just said that somebody said he should go sue, and then you followed up by saying that the person asked if this was possible. See how you real loose with words? Because you in your feelings. They didn't prove anything. The only thing they did, and they did what they, and I give the government credit, they came out with that baby oil shit so all y'all niggas would run with it. People with half a brain go, what's so illegal about having baby oil? That's what people with brains actually said.
Holy shit. What, I don't know how so many people have been poisoned by stupidity. Like there must be some kind of hole in the ozone layer that's letting pure concentrated stupid come through, and it is just destroying neurons at an alarming rate. Such an unfortunate outcome. There's a lot of people that are now going to need to be looking over their shoulder here with this P. Diddy verdict.
Who? We never saw any proof. All these years they've been saying Diddy did all this violent shit to people, and all we saw was him and his girlfriends getting into it. And then once he wasn't their girlfriends no more, none of them talked about how Diddy beat them. Where was one story of Diddy putting his hands on Cassie after they broke up?
One of them being a bodyguard who said if P. Diddy walks, he's going to need to go into hiding. I think that's not an exaggeration.
How? Based on what? Who has been kidnapped or murdered by Diddy? Who? What evidence did we see during the trial that stated that somebody was going to have to look over their shoulders because Diddy was going to physically harm them? We heard no stories of this. The only physical stories we heard was him getting into it with his girlfriends. That's it.
He most likely will, in order to stay alive. This is a dangerous man with an extremely well-recorded history of horrible shit he has done.
Like what? You just keep saying that, but you're not telling us what.
Who is now getting let off very easily here. Now, if you're a sane, sensible person, you're...
Agnifilo talking? If Agnefilo's talking, I do want to see that. Like, Charlie, that shit, bro, give me a break.
Around whom...
You guys see the flash?
I talked to Sean. For those of you who know, I've known him for almost 20 years. And he's thankful, he's relieved, and he thanks the jurors. He I think the jurors did what jurors do, which is they saw through an overcharged, overzealous, kind of a crazy prosecution, and they did the right thing. And that's why, you know, when people talk about tyranny and fascism and everything else, as long as you've got a jury system that works, that's what separates us from the rest of the world. And Sean is thankful. As a helicopter parent, I couldn't be prouder, and I'll let them talk. I don't want to steal their thunder.
Well, then let me hear Mark. I don't want to hear you up here glazing. No glaze.
No.
They're not stopping. They go backwards. All them microphones. Which one of you streaming niggas got a microphone up there, a recorder up there, or something? Did y'all come prepared?
All right. Thank you all for being patient.
You're welcome. Look at Brian Steele. This nigga like, this nigga about to be the richest lawyer in America, nigga. Like, the price of the brick just went up again, bro. Diddy and Thugger in the same calendar year. This nigga, bro, he booked
Am
for
I
the
speaking
summer.
loud enough? You all can hear me okay? All right. Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. You saw that the Southern District of New York prosecutors came at him with all that they had. They're not stopping, but one thing stands between all of us and a prison, and that is a jury of 12 citizens. And we had a wonderful jury. They listened to every word, and they got the situation right, or certainly right enough. They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying that. That is the verdict of our jury. So today's a great day. Today is a win. Today is a victory of all victories for Sean Combs and our legal team. And I want to say one thing. There are very few people around whom a legal team could coalesce and become one. And Sean Combs is that person, and we are all blessed to be part of it. And I am now done speaking to you, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Garagos.
Y'all niggas look stupid today, bro. Brian Steele, me and you got the same face today, bro. Brian, when I heard you got hired on, I asked everybody. I said, y'all telling me that Brian Steele joined a case he didn't already know he would win. He just got Thugger off of a fucking RICO. Why would he gamble all that clout he built up? I said it when he joined it. That was when I felt like, oh, Diddy's definitely not losing now. What did you do to him, Brian Steele?
Belt to ass.
Brian Steele knew what this was. He joined the winning team, nigga.
All right, I first want to thank my client, Sean Combs, for trusting us, myself and everybody here, this incredible dream team that he...
Dig it, nigga. I didn't realize how tall Tenny Garagos was. She tall than a motherfucker.
...put together. Without him, we would not have been able to do this. He is incredible, and I want to thank him. I want to...
Yeah, he paid that bill.
...thank the jury for putting such great care into this case. They came early every single day. And I want to thank them, as I said in my opening, standing between all of us and the drastic consequences of the criminal convictions of sex trafficking and RICO is a jury of our peers. And I thank them. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank despite the terrible condition.
And y'all want me to believe that Diddy about to get like 5 years. Nigga, do y'all hear these niggas thank you speeches? That's why the prosecutors is like, nigga, hey, keep that nigga for 3 more months. They think this shit funny.
At the MDC, I want to thank the good people who worked there, who ensured that we had sufficient amount of time to prepare for trial. It is extremely difficult to prepare for a federal case in the conditions at the MDC, and they did everything they could to make that happen. I want to thank them. I also have been saying this since the beginning of this case. Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody. I've been saying this for months. We've said it with each lawsuit that came out, and today that was proven true.
What did I tell you niggas about the civil lawsuits after this happened? Now they gonna use this to debunk every lawsuit. Oh shit, they still on the clock, I see.
The media got it wrong about Sean Combs every single day for nearly 2 years. I ask that for every time you guys see a civil lawsuit, criminal complaints or criminal indictments, you actually take a look and analyze these. And
this is I'll tell you the shit you don't want to listen to me. This bitch, this big tall 2025 olive oil bitch get up here and tell y'all, now y'all want to listen. I told y'all niggas the same thing. When they dropped the superseding indictment and they dropped that motherfucker and it went double wood. The simple shit stayed true. I only laugh because she's 1000% right. It's that simple. Yeah, I know it's easy to hear somebody filed this lawsuit against blah, 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 or this indictment dropped against blah, 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 but it would do you justice if you just sat down and read it yourself. See, like when I sat down and read Fat Joe shit, I was like, oh shit, nigga, you might be done, nigga. His shit read way different. When we read this Diddy shit, I'm like, and then they dropped the superseding indictment. They was swearing that, bro, remember people speculating everything was going to be in that superseding indictment and nothing. And it was a dud.
And see whether or not these are actually going to stand up in a court of law, because today they did not. He has not sexually assaulted anybody, certainly hasn't sex trafficked anybody, and the jury found that today. Thank you.
Where's the lie? Y'all big mad today, nigga. Overwhelming evidence. And I told y'all, I said, no matter what y'all try to say about this evidence, they're going to get jury instructions that's going to prohibit them. And then one nigga try not to follow the instructions, and what they do? Snitched.
I am now going to pass this over to Mr. Steele.
Come on in, Brian. Hey, Brian, come on in.
Sweetie!
Come on in, Brian. You don't want another one, nigga. 2 RICOs in a year?
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank the ladies and gentlemen to my right and my left. There is not a better group of honest and ethical, hardworking, and zealous lawyers, and I especially wish to thank Mark and Tenny for allowing me and everyone else to come together.
See, I want to thank these niggas that was already here for just letting a nigga get on the squad, bro. Nigga, Brian, nigga, he's so happy. He's the biggest winner today is Brian Steele. I don't think people realize that. I think he a bigger winner than Diddy, nigga. The only way Diddy would have got it to be a bigger winner is he went home today, nigga. Brian Steele, nigga, to win 2 world championships in less than 3 months is crazy.
On behalf of my family, myself, I wish to thank you all for being here and writing truthfully about a man wrongly charged with most of the crimes, and that we all must remember that allegations are nothing. And I'd like to thank Sean for letting me be here. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Diddy, for just letting a nigga get down one time. This nigga literally, he came and signed a veteran minimum right before the last people could sign, made the playoff roster. Now this nigga look like Swaggy P when he won with the Warriors, nigga. Nigga, this nigga Brian Steele, his whole speech was just thank y'all niggas for letting me be a part of this. Thank you for letting the nigga put this on his resume. I really appreciate it. This nigga, bro, the end of the bench championship. Brian Scalabrine night, nigga.
Bless you.
Thanks for letting the nigga be down, bro. Hold on, Brian Steele's speech is the best. This nigga whole speech was thanks for letting the nigga get down with y'all.
Group of honest and ethical, hardworking, and zealous lawyers, and I especially wish to thank Mark and Tenny for allowing me and everyone else to come together. On behalf of my family, myself, I wish to thank you all for being here and writing truthfully about a man wrongly charged with most of the crimes, and that we all must remember that allegations are nothing. And I'd like to thank Sean for letting me be here. Thank you all. God bless you.
I want to thank everybody on the team, you know, for letting the motherfucker get this championship. Like, this is less than a Kevin Durant joint. This is literally like, nigga, end the bench, nigga. This is when the Spurs signed Robert Horry out of nowhere, and then next thing you know, Horry got another one. Like, that nigga was, bro, and his tone is way different than the Young Thug shit. The Young Thug shit was all him. I told you niggas. That was the biggest thing that went over everybody's head that was reporting on this shit. They act like it was nothing that this nigga joined Diddy team. I was like, so y'all telling me this nigga's joining Diddy's team and he even remotely thinks they're gonna lose? It wasn't just that he thought they could win. He knew they wouldn't lose. That's why he joined them. Because if he even remotely thought it, he'd have sat this one out because he just got the biggest win of his career. And then he followed that shit up a couple months later with another one. Nigga, Brian Steele is getting the Supermax. They about to sign this nigga to the Supermax. That's because Shapiro is low-key Valenus, nigga. Or Valenius, rather. Nigga, he just a tad. Supermax. Morgan, what's happening?
What did your client want to say when he raised his hand? Thankfully, in our country, we have a right to a jury trial.
Talk plain.
And thankfully, Mr. Combs took that right. He actually battled for his freedom, for his innocence. He did it. And a lot of times, you know, people are too afraid to do it.
Facts.
And he did it, and we're so happy that he did. We're proud of him. We are completely honored that he put his faith and his trust in us to fight for him.
You getting paid too much for them motherfucker eyelashes. I ain't gonna hold you. We need to get you some Invisalign and some new eyelashes. You make way too much money for this.
Today is a major win to show what the system can do. We appreciate and we're so thankful to the jury.
Javon, it's like him winning the main event night one and then winning the main event on night two.
Thank you to the court. Thank you, New York. It's been a pleasure being here and fighting in your district. Thank you so much. And listen, we appreciate the media, we do. There was a lot of reporting on the accusations. There was a lot of reporting on the indictment. Please report just as vigorously on the acquittal.
Who's she talking to? She ain't talking to me.
She ain't talking. She talking to y'all niggas. The niggas that I pointed out from the beginning, you niggas was lying. You niggas was making shit up and you niggas was just guessing. And then if your guess came out right, y'all was all gonna pretend like y'all had all this insider information. Ticket TV talking about a bombshell jury update at 11 o'clock at night. Like, what is wrong with y'all niggas? She talking to y'all niggas.
Of these counts, please, because that's also the right thing to do. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Good afternoon, good afternoon. So, first of all, I want to thank this wonderful team behind me. I am so happy that they allowed me to join it.
I'm just happy to be here, my nigga.
I would like to say that I've done a lot of trials, but this is probably the most special one to me. And most important...
Nigga, why does everybody on the defense team need Invisalign? Why are all of y'all teeth fucked up like this, man? This is outrageous. This nigga got 7 wood teeth on the bottom, nigga. Those are wood. Those are wooden teeth.
I want everyone to know the job is not done yet. We're not finished. The job is not done yet. And so I want to, again, thank...
Hold on. Diddy might beg to differ. It's time for y'all niggas to clock out.
Mark, Tanny, and the rest of these wonderful lawyers behind us. They did a fantastic job. And like those before me have said, our system, the jury system, is important.
Yes, that nigga Tongue is in jail right now.
We need good people to serve on juries. We need good people to come and say a person is not guilty. Take that courage to do that. It's okay. We want you to serve on juries. This particular jury was a special jury. It was fantastic. It listened. It paid attention. It put the nonsense to the side. It put the distraction to the side and came to a lawfully good, just conclusion. Juries are important. Juries are important.
I can believe that. When I look at these niggas and the way they look, I'm like, man, y'all just be in the lab. Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all ain't trying to be out here on the extra shit. Y'all got work to do. So I ain't even mad.
But more important than that, I think, is people wanting to be on juries. So for all of you all listening, for all you out there in the public, please accept the call, become a juror, and do the right thing. Thank you very much.
I mean, it's a full-on celebration today for Diddy, bro. Bro, them niggas is hyped back in where he at, because obviously they fuck with him where he at, because ain't nobody tried him or nothing. And nigga, he in the spot celebrating. He gonna have a fun 4th of July with his niggas. I'm gonna just keep that shit a stack.
It is such a privilege to be a part of this legal team, this amazing legal team, and to represent Sean Combs. And this is a reminder to everyone, I hope, about the flaws in the criminal justice system.
I tell people this all the time, baby girl, but they don't like listening to me when I say it. And everybody, the next thing that happened to one of the people they don't like, or that they do like, they gonna tell you it was the feds. The feds did this shit.
And for everyone to take a second look when the government charges people with crimes, and especially when the Southern District of New York does here. And so I hope everyone takes that seriously. And we take this as an enormous victory and win. This is a huge win. He was acquitted of sex trafficking, acquitted of RICO conspiracy, and he will be able to sleep well at night knowing that. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you to everyone. I appreciate you.
Jason, guys, can any of you share what you...
Yeah, get your ass up here, nigga. Go on, get your clout, nigga. Go on and get your clout. Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Well, I want to start just by thanking my family and the families of each of the lawyers here for giving us the space and the time to serve Sean and to fight for Sean. I want to thank the court for giving us a fair fight. And you see what happens when you have a good defense team come together in front of a court that gives the defense team a fair fight. And finally, I just want to thank Sean for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving him. Thank you.
Yeah, come on, get your clout.
I feel like there's not a lot more that I can say.
And then I'm supposed to believe Agnafilo's wife, who is representing Mangione, your boy Luigi. I'm supposed to believe that she didn't help on this case at all. I got you.
Because these wonderful people have really said all there is to say, but I do want to thank Sean for the privilege of this opportunity to help him clear his name. After all, with the Southern District coming after him, guns blazing, it really is a testament to the fact that when you get a fair trial and a jury of your peers listens to the evidence, they will do the right thing. And I just want to say again how proud I am to be part of this team and to have helped Sean get a just verdict.
Are you going to appeal the Manic? Guys, can anyone share what Mr. Combs wanted to say in court when he raised his hand during the bail hearing? Does anyone know?
No. Can you talk about the bail decision and the judge using defense's own words during trial about violence?
I'm not going to talk about the bail decision because it's still a pending unresolved matter. And I don't think we're going to take any more questions. I want to thank you all. You guys have been so diligent and dedicated. I pass you guys in the rain. I walk by you in the sun, and you're all out here every day. I just want to thank you. But I don't think we're going to take any questions.
Can you take us through the ups and downs of the day, though? Because Mr. Combs got acquittals on the major charges. Maybe thought he could go home tonight, and then was told he couldn't.
So a lot of these things are still in process. I mean, the one thing I'm going to leave you with this. We are not nearly done fighting. We are just getting started. To win this and to defeat the prosecutors from the Southern District of New York takes effort from beginning to end. Today was a major, major step in the right direction, but we fight on and we're going to win, and we're not going to stop until he walks out of prison a free man to his family. Thank you all for coming.
Money well spent, huh? Well, I'm getting ready to bounce. I gotta get to church. Maybe y'all see me back tonight. Maybe you won't. It all depends on how I feel. So hurry up and say peace to you, boy, because I'm out of here. The jury said it all they said it all for me. The motherfucking defense team. Yep. And the news lied about the bail shit. That nigga said it's still a pending matter. So, and they called y'all media niggas out thoroughly. They want y'all niggas to stop lying. They saw all the lies y'all was telling, and now you niggas look stupid. Misha, Asen, or Aaron rather, Janice, Kendra, Truska, Joy, Lefty, Carefree, Shayna, Bob. We'll see, Bob, because sometimes it'll feel like that. Then I'll get this second win just from naturally doing stuff I got to do. And then when I get back home, I won't really be tired. And then when I'm not tired, I'm not going to make myself tired. I'm going to come on to work. So we'll see. Javon Barksdale, KS Dub. Oh, man, I got to get this motherfucking motion done, too. Ray J, Freedom, French Dip. But I think we will. But then again, I'm probably lying. God is great. Brian Steele, you care to explain what happened?
Belt to ass. I guess we gon' survive the onslaught of this lawsuit. He got 22 days from the 5th. But boy, I know that he coming back to YouTube because he needs some help because his grip is gone. I might not have the lyrics, but I'm telling y'all that we're looking real strong, and I guess do say we ain't going nowhere. So this is what I'll say. You tried, they helped you, you failed. Good luck. Bye-bye. Dismiss. Get your ass out of here.
Guys, I gotta go.
You got it,
I don't
Jess.
want to hurt myself.
You gotta pee?
It's all right.
No,
You
you
got
gotta
it,
go.
Jess.
You gotta go, girl.
Let go.
I don't even want to fall.
Turn to the side.
You're okay. Just
You're good.
land right on that booty, girl. Just put your legs out
Turn
and
to the
pull
side.
on your booty.
Jess, you're amazing. You got it.
You got it. You got it. Turn to the side. Just let go and turn. Like you're laying in bed.
Yep.
Like you're jumping onto your bed on your side.
Just let go and turn to the side. Shut your eyes.
You got it, my love.
Just turn to the side.
You're okay.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
I got
I like that.
I'm petty.